What's going on, guys? So 2018 has been an exciting year for games for all systems. The Xbox One X got awesome games, PlayStation 4 got a release of tons of games, and so did Nintendo Switch. Now that we're in 2019, there's a couple of things that are starting to stir up with all the different consoles being mentioned. So what do you guys expect that we're going to start to see for Nintendo, for Xbox, and for PlayStation? So let's take a look at Nintendo first. Nintendo just came out with the Switch in 2017, and this thing has been selling like hotcakes. I remember first trying to buy one earlier when it launched, and I had pre-ordered. I was able to get one luckily, but other than that, if you went to a store, you couldn't get any of these guys. In 2017, we also saw Xbox One X get released, which was their new, 0.5, let's call it, version of a console launch. So what do you think Nintendo is going to do in 2019? I think it's pretty safe to say, with all the rumors and all the leaks that have been coming out, that there is definitely going to be a hardware refresh of the Nintendo Switch. Now, in terms of what exactly is it going to get, what are they going to do? Would they make a bigger screen, a smaller screen, better resolution? That kind of stuff is a little bit, off the table. My expectation and realistic expectation would be that, given that they got a lot of feedback on the kickstand being really flimsy, probably expect a new one, better quality to be made on there. They might include a different, better quality that's more energy efficient screen to use instead of the old LCD that's being put on this. Possibly a bump up in resolution. Now, in terms of hardware being changed with more memory, more processing power, and things like that, I don't think Nintendo is going to need to focus on doing anything like that. Because so far, if you look at all the games that came out and that they're trying to release for it, they're not very CPU intensive or graphical intensive games, which would require, a system that would push out 4K resolution. So that's the best bet for Nintendo as far as I would assume. Now let's look at PlayStation. So PlayStation 4 has been totally dominating the gaming generation this time. PS4 is led in sales, it's led in IP, it's led in all the new games that they're coming out with, and almost all their games are, the top 10 list, and even with God of War being Game of the Year of 2018, it's safe to say that Sony is in a very, very comfortable spot. However, Microsoft is starting to put the pressure on with all these leaks of the Microsoft Scarlet, the Anaconda, and all these weird naming conventions that are coming out for Xbox. Sony backing out of E3 2019 is kind of another hint, guys, that they're going to announce the launch of a PS5 very, very soon, and it's going to happen in 2019. They're going to announce that launch. They're just saving all those last few good games like The Last of Us 2, Days Gone, Ghost of Tsushima, and all these different titles that they have in the works for the last couple of months/years that we've been getting showcased in the last couple of E3s as well. They're finally going to put that to use in 2019, and as my prediction, in 2020 we should be seeing a PS5, and hopefully that is alongside an Xbox. So let's look at Xbox. Xbox One X came out in 2017. It's been doing great. You have an option of choosing an Xbox One S. You have an option of choosing the Xbox One X. Do you want the 4K system? Do you want the 1080p system / only Ultra HD player system? Now, in that case, if you look at it, Xbox One X is already leading in terms of the hardware market, right? They're doing really good with the power. So I've done numerous videos on that where I've told you guys that Xbox One X is way more powerful than the PS4 Pro or any other console that's out there right now, and it's the best place to play your multi-platform games, because really, let's be honest, guys, there's not a lot of exclusives. That's gonna make you water your mouth or something. I don't even know what to say, but it's not gonna make you get all excited to play an Xbox or buy an Xbox just for the exclusives like Sony has. But not to get off track there, the point is, it's pretty obvious that Xbox is gonna come with like a twofold or threefold attack. They're talking about having a diskless console actually being launched in 2019, an Xbox One S model that would not have a disk drive, that would let you just download digital games, and they're even going to offer a service supposedly where you can take your physical copies of games to a Microsoft Store and get those converted into digital copies. Now, this is kind of sketchy and up in the air. I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but I think it's exciting to see that they're still continuing to innovate and develop some new things to put into the market. Now, 2020, like they've shared multiple times, is the year they're going to release the more powerful Xbox systems, one which would be purely a cloud-based, which I think that's the one they're calling the Scarlet, and then you have the Anaconda, which is supposedly going to be the most insane powerful system. One thing I want to mention to you guys, there have been tons of leaks on the PS5 and, rumors and speculations. I won't even use the word leaks here. I'd say there's tons of rumors and speculations on how they're going to be super powerful at 4K, 120 FPS, and yada yada yada. Let me just put the brakes on that, guys. Historically, we've always had consoles trail behind PCs. There's no PC that is affordable that I would consider a console price friendly for $500 or $600 that can play 4K at 120 frames per second in today's day. And if you look at last year, it wasn't possible then either. If you look at the year before, it wasn't possible either. Yet you've had systems that get released, consoles that get released that are always trailing behind PCs. They adapt the hardware from the PCs, and especially considering that AMD is the manufacturer of the chipsets and the GPUs that they're going to be using in these next-gen consoles, it's pretty safe to assume that you're not going to be hitting 4K and 120 FPS even at low settings on any of these systems, regardless of how much RAM they put in, regardless of how much VRAM they put in. Now, I know there might be naysayers that say, well, tech savvy, how do you know, right? And I don't, and that's the reality. Nobody knows for sure until they actually release it. But judging on the computers that I've been building myself and looking at the pricing of stuff, it just doesn't make financial sense for any of, either Sony or Microsoft in that respect to make a console that's affordable to the end users and that also packs a powerful punch that can put most PCs at bay. We just had NVIDIA launch RTX 2080 Ti, which does not do 4K 120 FPS, and that's a $1,200 GPU, guys. And as far as I know, NVIDIA has been dominating AMD in the GPU market at the higher end. Maybe not mid and low end, but at the higher end for sure. The only thing that AMD really has going for it is their RX 580 and RX 590 cards, which are a solid 1080p gaming cards. Which again, guys, as we did an analysis of comparing the Xbox One X, most people said it compared to an RX 580 or GTX 1060 to quite a large extent. Of course, they're configured a bit differently, but I want to leave you guys with that little crumb to think about. Do you guys think that 2019 we're going to see any new consoles? If so, what do you think it's going to be? I think more than likely we're going to see a Switch Pro or Switch 1.5, I don't know, something that's going to make this guy even better than it already is. And it's not going to force you to go and drop this and get it, but Nintendo's, openly stated that they want to have multiple people in one household own a Switch device, and this could be a way that they do that. You don't have to go and sell yours and upgrade yours, but maybe your sibling or friend or relative in your house would go and get one, and now you guys can play together on it with two consoles instead of just one. What do you guys think about all this? Do you think 2019 is going to be an exciting year for gaming? Do you think there's going to be some new console releases out? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're new to my channel, do consider subscribing. It definitely helps this channel grow. I look forward to an awesome 2019 with all of you guys, and thank you very much for sticking with me through 2018. Happy New Year's, guys, and have a wonderful rest of your day. See ya.